How's that? How we look? Da, 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 da.
Steve, you look marvelous.
Thank you very much. I have my prescription 100 glasses because it is our 100th episode. Thanks to you guys for tuning in so long. How's my tie look? I hope it looks okay.
It's beautiful.
He looks good? Yeah. You look good. You're dressed up today too, Chelsea. That's awesome. So your Zoo EDventures team today is coming to you from the polar bear habitat for our 100th episode. Woo! And you guys, this is coming down my eyes. I'm looking, Laura, I can't see as well. You guys, some of you were very kind and took a survey a while back on the Zoo EDventures program. And I'd like to go over some of those results with you during this 100th episode. I'm going to go quick. But just kind of give you an idea. Yes, you filled it out. Yes, we're listening to you. And yes, thank you so much for doing it. Leslie, can you and your tie bring that over to me?
Yes.
Here, let me, just so you have to turn and show everybody your wonderful tie there. So there you go. So Leslie is here today.
We celebrate.
We are celebrating.
Steve's tie.
Well, that's okay. We're sharing it as well.
Yes.
So
I made you the glasses.
Yep. Leslie made my wonderful glasses. I don't know how she put the glass in. That was very amazing of her. So your Zoo EDventures team today, Steve's in front of the camera. Chelsea's technically behind the camera. Leslie is here with us today as well. And two amazing keepers and a polar bear. While you're looking at the polar bear, this is Peyton, by the way. I do want to share with you some of the results from the survey. I figure this way you can see the bear. You can choose to listen to me or not that way. Your choice on that one. Oh, by the way, I've been told Keeper Sally is going to be giving some treats. She told me she pulled 100 treats today. So thank you very much, Keeper Sally, for taking care of that as well. It's awesome to be able to know that's going to be happening with Peyton today. So the survey results, real quick, because I want to get to the keepers because they got some precious time to spend with us. 144 of you replied during our 100th episode. Most of you watch on Facebook. Some of you do watch on YouTube. Don't forget that's an option for you, YouTube. You guys have watched a lot of these episodes. A vast majority of you have seen 30 or more of them. So thank you so much for that. You like the length? We're going to be shooting for that 25 to 35 minute time frame. Some of you said a little bit shorter. Some of you actually said longer than that. So we're going to try to shoot in the middle. Wednesdays are apparently very good, followed by Mondays. Tuesdays and Thursdays were next. 10 o'clock is also good, followed by 11 o'clock, 3 o'clock, which was interesting, and 9 o'clock. You don't seem to care about being live or taped, which is kind of nice for us, because we can do more things with you taped and go more places if it's taped versus live. So that's awesome. 85% of you are in North Carolina somewhere. Cool thing, 15% of you are not. That's kind of neat too. If you're not from North Carolina, let us know where you are today. If you are in North Carolina, where from? And over half of you are actually watching with somebody else. That's really cool to know you guys might be watching with a group, maybe your kids. That's really fun to be able to share. All right. In general, you do seem to enjoy it. You'd recommend it to other people. Thank you so much for that. You say you're learning something, and I hope that something is about the animals and about how the zoo operates or other things in the park. So that's kind of you're learning something. You do like the animals. You like going behind the scenes. And you do enjoy the interactions with the keepers and other staff. Look at all that wonderful treats coming down. Least favorite episodes. You guys, a lot of you said you didn't have one. That was very nice of you. I don't know that I believe you, but that was very nice of you. Number one, least favorite episodes. Can you guys guess? I know you can guess. Number one, least favorite episode or episodes, snakes. Oh, did you hear the Oh, come on, keepers, give it up. Oh.
It's sad.
You guys making keepers and very sad, but that's okay. We understand. Bugs was next. Oh, bugs too. Frogs and toads actually made the least list. And then getting one vote each. Ostrich, bat, and sand cat.
What?
Really? Sand cat? All right. Well, you know what? That's what it is.
We all have opinions on this.
Favorite episodes. 2 of you, probably the best compliment we could get. 2 of you. It's like trying to pick between my children. So thank you so much for that. That's very kind of you. Very sweet of you to say. The top 5, polar bear, number 1. Elephants, sand cat, got more positive votes than negative. Rhinos and gorillas are up there as well. Followed by keeper friends, Arctic fox. Lions, giraffe, bears, and red wolves were up there. But listen to the animals that got a vote. I thought it was kind of cool. The pinniped party got a vote. That's kind of fun. Turtles, cougars, bison, ocelot, brown bear all got individual votes. And then the neat thing to me, the snapping turtles, snakes, venomous animals, and reptiles all got a vote. Flamingos got a vote. Zebra and chimp. And then what also got a vote, which is really cool to me, learning about training, the horticulture, and the commissary all got votes as well. And then some of the tips and hints you guys did share. Some of you said there's too much Steve. And I get that. I get it. But there for a long time, it was just me. So it's nice to be able to bring in some other folks as well now. So but it's good feedback. Having more hosts, so Leslie is going to be helping me out some as we move forward as well. And some of you said it was a little too long sometimes, and you're right. My glasses are falling off. I'll have to see if I can get them one more time to stay on. We need to work on audio. Yes, we do. That's where the Muppet came from. Muppet. And we're trying to get it to work more often. Okay, back to the bear. You guys thanked us for sharing. Said we had some informative stuff. A couple of you said it was the best way to enjoy the zoo when your health concerns are keeping you away from the park. You loved the blend of education and entertainment. One family said Zoo EDventures was the reason you got a zoo membership. That's a pretty nice compliment. So thank you for that. You do hope we continue to do them, and we are going to continue to do them. As we get busier and busier at the park, as the zoo begins to open up more and more and more, we may scale back the number, but we will not be going away. You like the behind-the-scenes stuff. You'd like to see something on the process of running a zoo, kind of decision-making. So we'll look into that for you. Some of you work with students, and you said you share with your students. You use it as a supplement with teaching, and you like that it keeps kids engaged with science. So thank you for that. Again, reaching people that can't come here. You enjoy the interactions between the Zoo Adventure team, the keepers, the animals. Another wonderful compliment, and a couple of you said this, it will make your next zoo trip richer. And that's really, really cool to hear. Are you resting now? Come on, dude.
Beer butt.
You did like that it's not scripted, and 2 of you said, it's just people talking. And that's fantastic. That's what we wanted it to be. So it's great that that's coming through. It's just conversation, talking about what's going to come up. Now, there is a plan every once in a while. There's a little bit of a plan put in there. But it's awesome that we're able to kind of go with the flow as we can. Somebody drove from Virginia just to see the zoo because of Zoo EDventures. And then you guys also said some very nice things about me, about Wendy and I, Chelsea and me, the keepers, the team. And we truly appreciate that. You've just started, Leslie, with us officially
Not true.
back.
I'm OG.
On your OG. On the Zoo Adventure, just coming back to the Zoo Adventure.
Before COVID.
Nice. All right, whew, so that's the survey. And the main reason I want to do that is show you guys, yes, you took the time to fill it out. Yes, we were looking at it, and we wanted to share that with you as well. Whew, survey stuff. All right. You think they're ready to talk about bears?
I think they're ready. They're enjoying the bear.
They're enjoying the bears? Have they given some thumbs up and some hearts? I'm going to look over your shoulder.
Yes. We've had lots of.
They can't do thumbs up and hearts. Let's see if they do thumbs up and hearts. There's not a single thumb up or a heart, Chelsea.
You came too late.
There's not a single one, Chelsea.
I
Look.
got blessed to see all of the thumbs ups and hearts.
Here comes a thumb.
There's 2 thumbs up.
Those are
And a
personal
heart.
thumbs up and personal hearts.
Oh. You just
can't-
missed a bunch.
Okay. Oh, did they get my tie? Did you get my tie?
I think we got your tie. Yeah. Fancy
Just want to
green
make sure.
tie.
All righty. Well, let's bring you guys in. Let's bring Keeper Karen and Keeper Melissa in. Come on in, guys. Woo! Keeper Sally behind the scenes clapping. Leslie over here clapping. Leslie, can you take my glasses? There.
Oh, sure.
I can't.
Sure.
Show them your tie again.
Yes.
Here. Thank you. Good job. How are you guys doing today?
Pretty good.
Polar bears, favorite animal to see, according to the survey.
Oh, good, yeah.
They're pretty cool.
They are pretty cool, and they're right here. And this is
This is Peyton.
Peyton. I was right. I
Yeah.
want to make sure I was doing that right. And Peyton's here for a very important reason.
Yes. So
Why is he here?
we're hoping that maybe we get some polar bear coats with a pairing of Peyton and Anana.
Love it. That's
So,
fantastic.
Anana
But they're
had
not
a different
together
boyfriend.
yet? Oh, that's right. That was Nick, right?
That was
Nikita?
Nick. So Nick's been here for 5 years,
Yep.
and we've had no cubs.
No cubs.
So it's time to get a new boyfriend.
Yep.
So here comes Peyton.
Cool. So what's been going on now? So they're going through a reintroduction or an introduction because they don't know each other yet.
Yep.
Yep.
And
So,
why are they doing that?
I like to say it's just like Match.com for polar bears. It's dating, right? So you go on a first date, you feel it out. Maybe you like them, you're a little unsure. You got to think it over, right?
Sure.
Chat a little more on text, talk a little more on the phone. Then you go to second date.
Right.
So we're kind of approaching the second date stage.
So giving them time to kind of get
Yeah.
acquainted with each other, kind of get to
Yep.
know each other a little bit more,
Yep.
and having Nick here as well. I'm sure that Anna's like, hey, I got 2 boyfriends to choose
Yeah,
from.
it's a little confusing. And Peyton acts a lot different than Nick. He is
Oh, really?
very much a gentleman.
I see. I
Likes to
see.
give her her space, likes to let her feel things out.
Which is what he's supposed to do. That's for
Yeah.
sure. Good deal. That's cool. Well, it's awesome to have him here. And I do want to shout out that program. It's called in the AZA world, it's called the SSP,
Yep.
Yes,
right? The
Species Survival Plan.
Species Survival Plan.
Yep.
And that's that computerized dating service.
Oh, yeah.
I love it. I don't know if you guys heard her or not. She said it was like Match.com, which is exactly right.
Yeah, it's a big computer system that puts all the bears together and kind of figures out who would be the best pairing.
Absolutely. And it is. If you think, let's go a little deeper. So if you think about that on Match.com or whatever
Yeah.
.com it is, you're putting related or people together that might have similarities,
Yep.
right? So in this instance, you're looking for those similarities are actually differences, maybe.
Yep.
You're trying to keep that genetic gene pool as clean and clear as possible, right?
Yep.
Awesome. Getting the hang of it. Do we need to move over here, Chelsea? Let's keep the bear in the picture. They want to see the bear. You guys are lovely, but they want to see the bear.
Oh, yeah.
So, I mean, I get it.
I mean, he's adorable. Look at him.
He is really cool.
What's the nose?
Can you guys tell us a little bit about Peyton?
So Peyton was born at the...
Melissa's like,
This one.
this one.
Well, I've had him in my life for quite some time. So
Oh, have you?
Yes, he was born at the Brookfield Zoo,
He was born
which
at Brookfield.
is where I lived before I came out to North
Wait
Carolina.
a minute. So you've named Peyton.
I have baby
Forever.
pictures of Peyton when he was like 4 months old and playing
she
out on
shared them?
Habitat.
Can you say that one more time for the guests because Melissa interrupted you so rudely?
I have baby pictures of Peyton when he was 4 months old playing out on Habitat.
That is so
At
cool.
Brookfield.
So you gotta go back.
Well, and then in 2006, he moved to the Memphis Zoo,
Right,
and
Memphis.
I actually became his keeper when I worked at Memphis. So I worked with him for 7 years. So I'm so happy to have him back.
So you actually worked with him at another zoo.
Yep.
You came here.
Yep.
You paid them to have Peyton come here. No? Oh, sorry.
Oh,
I guess the supervisors. Don't tell Sally. Don't tell Sally that's what's happening. That's fantastic. So you kind of grew up with Peyton. You helped work with Peyton for a while at
Yep.
Memphis before he came here.
yep.
I love it. So how old is Peyton?
Peyton is 17.
17.
Yep.
That's awesome. And can you remind me how old Anana is?
21.
17, 21. Okay,
Yep.
good deal. So that's good. That's a good age bracket. And I don't know. This is an unfair question. Weight-ish, plus or minus?
Right now he's 501 kilogram. Or yeah.
501
1,100
kilograms. You science people.
1,100 pounds.
Or 11 pounds.
It's 2.2, right? 2.2 pounds in a key?
Yep.
Yep.
Look at that.
Good job.
Educator Jerkin coming through.
Good job.
What's he doing?
He's getting a drink of water
Really?
and showing us his cute little bear butt.
Well, hey, polar bear butts in general are really cute. It's hard to knock that out, that's for sure.
So do you know how he got his name?
Peyton?
Yeah.
Peyton Place?
No, he
No?
was actually, well, he's born in Brookfield, Chicago.
Born in Brookfield, Chicago.
So they named him after another Chicago bear, Walter Peyton.
Walter Payton.
Yep.
One of the best players, one of the best people in NFL ever. For sure. And then he has an award named after him now, right?
Mm-hmm.
The Walter Peyton Award for being a good person, being humanitarian and stuff. Really cool. So a little bit of NFL story there for you too. How's that? That's how we roll around here. A little bit of everything. Awesome. Well, let's talk about bears. They live in the Arctic, in the far, far north.
Yep.
They have some amazing adaptations, and we have a couple adaptations to share with our guests. That's the first one. Melissa, can you hold that? Because you said you didn't want to talk about the bear, but you can at least.
I'm still learning.
You're learning?
I'm still learning.
How long have you been here?
I've been in the building almost 13 years. I've been working with the bears for a little over a year. Full time.
Were you not like listening to them when we talk about bears? You didn't come to my programs? You didn't come to Leslie's programs?
I know the
All
basics
this amazing?
because of you, but there's so much more to learn, Steve.
You're the best. Melissa is really awesome, and she actually helps us in a lot of our educational programs as well. So I can tease her a little bit more than I can tease Karen, because I don't know Karen as well as I know Melissa. So we have some hide here, and yes, this is real. Remember, we've talked sometimes about animals that do pass away here. They continue to educate. They continue to share. You may have noticed that the donation button is up. If you can and you are able to put some dollars in there, that'd be fantastic. But I want to look at the hide first, because each individual hair, Karen, it's not yellow, right?
No.
So each individual hair is
Actually clear.
it's clear.
Yep.
I think
So
that's
it
so cool.
allows that sun to go through it and then hit their skin.
Which is
Black.
yeah. Thank you very much, Melissa. Look at that. Did you guys
Now-
know that?
You know what happens when you wear black clothes in like summer, right?
You don't wear them long.
Yeah, no, you get really hot.
Yes.
So that actually helps them. That sun heats on that black and they get a little bit warmer out in that Arctic.
Because the black is actually absorbing whatever heat energy is available to them,
Yep.
right? And that's anywhere. You touch a hot car, touch a black car versus a white car. I loved your analogy, a white shirt versus a black shirt. That black skin is absorbing whatever heat energy is available to the bears. And the white, is there a benefit to having the white fur?
That allows it to get all the sun to go through it to hit the black skin.
I see, gotcha.
And then they still get the fur, which has, like wearing a coat, it's got some material to it, so it gets
Gotcha, yeah.
kind of some air
Little bit
pockets
more-
in there. So
A little bit warm, a little bit of fat layer, about 4 inches thick
yeah,
in there. So that's kind of cool. And then the camouflage is amazing.
Yes.
Because they just disappear in a white, icy background. They're just gone. They can sneak up on their prey, which is really
Even
important.
out here in hay.
Even out here in hay? Oh, that makes sense, actually, because this kind of color.
Yeah, so they're in the bed.
That's so cool. Great point. So can you hold it up there so they can kind of see both together? Look at that. So they can camouflage. Oh, a little dark. Oh, well, we tried. So, although they're not camouflaging in the hay on purpose, it works. They're not trying to hide from you guys.
No.
But I love that idea, though. It's kind of neat, and
although
it works
they're
wherever it can.
great predator, their main thing to hunt is just sit there and wait.
Oh, really? Wait
Yep.
for food to come to them.
Wait for the food to come to them. So they
Oh,
sit on
goodness.
top of or ice holes.
Okay.
Seals need to come get a breath, so they come out and then they're able to grab them.
And they use this that Leslie will bring us to catch.
Oh, this?
Yes.
They use their
Come here, Sally.
Yeah.
You hold it, Sally. You hold it. I have the Muppet. I've got Melissa. I got Leslie. I got Chelsea.
It's a party tonight.
Okay, ready? Oh, hold the Muppet. Good dog.
Sally.
Give me that. Put it back together. Here, come up here. Now it's together. Ready?
Technical difficulties.
Polar bear skull. Sally's trying to stay off camera because she can't. Get over here. Look at this amazing skull. What is this? Come on, kids will guess. What is it? Don't do that with the mask on. This is amazing nasal cavity. Right? So that's where they can smell their prey. And the ladies, when
20
they're
miles
looking for
away.
20 miles away. That is so crazy cool. And this is what's helping them find it. Think about the Arctic. It's vast. It's huge. There's nothing to really see, nothing to compare to. And there's no markers out there. So, but you have this amazing sense of smell that works so well to track down food and mates, which is really important.
Which is kind of what he's doing right
Was he
now.
sniffing? Was he
Like,
sniffing?
did I leave any crumbs?
Smell, fail, try to find.
Yep.
And then once he finds that food, you want to do it? I love it when the keepers help. This is great. It keeps us so on task and focused.
Oh, yeah.
All right, show them what they do. That's not bad. That's not bad. You might have a job in education. You're a great keeper. You're a great educator for a keeper, Sally. Sally used to be an educator, as a matter of fact, and she used to be very good from what I've heard. So they open that mouth very wide, and this is the killing tool. So a seal, they're able to grab the seal and pick it up out of the sea and ice. Imagine picking up a 250-pound seal with just this and grabbing it and snagging it up out of the water, just like that. Incredible strength all around here. First relying to find it, sense of smell, and then catching it with that amazing jaws. Power that are found there. The claws, thank you, Sally. The claws are not used for what you think. And we've talked about claws before. We'll just demonstrate that one. This is a polar bear claw. Am I down far enough? Can you get it, Chelsea? And you notice it's not very long, not very thin, not very sharp. This is more for digging in the snow and ice. To make a den, for example. For traction, like studs or chains on a tire, for those of you up north that might be using chains lately. I hope you guys are doing okay. It's been some crazy weather. Our Texas friends, our friends up north, crazy going on out there. This is a replica skull. The skull was replica too, but so is this. Steve can't hold very still, can he? Well, I guess you guys have to deal with a movement. Sorry about that. But the claws, again, not for catching their prey, but for finding and digging up those dens. They might use it to dig out a seal. They might use it to dig out a seal pup. But they're not catching their prey, for the most part, with their claws. They're more relying on their skull for that. Good stuff. Thank you, Leslie. There is a little problem with polar bears right now. There's this climate change thing going on, and they're losing this sea ice in the far, far north. And if you think about sea ice, Chelsea, can you show them that picture real quick? I'll come back. What I want people to realize is that the sea ice for the bear, the ice that comes and goes, is their habitat. It's like their dirt. It's like their soil. But the sea ice is coming and going, right? It doesn't stay there all the time. And if we lose that habitat, we risk losing the animals and plants that found on that habitat. So these guys need that sea ice. They need those cold conditions to maintain the ice that's present. They rely on it to come at a certain time, stick around for a long time, and then go when it's time to go. They use the sea ice to hunt from, to rest on, sometimes even to have the pups on, have their cubs on. So sea ice is vital to their existence. It's vital to their existence. But what's going on lately is that we have a warming planet. And we're getting there because we are burning these fossil fuels, this coal, oil, and gas, to power our lives. We know it's not going away like tomorrow. You can't flip a switch and have that coal, oil, and gas reliance to go away. But we need to be working on greener technologies to make sure that we have opportunities for these guys moving forward. When we do this, when we take care of that, when we look at, as we burn that coal, oil, and gas that are producing the greenhouse gases, and carbon dioxide is the main gas that we can talk about because it's the one that you and I can control most. It's going up into the atmosphere. When it goes in the atmosphere, it's acting like a heat-trapping blanket. It's not producing any heat, not causing any heat, but it's actually trapping the heat from the sun. Sun comes through the atmosphere, hits the earth, some of it bounces back, reflects back. And if there's too much carbon dioxide in the atmosphere, in that heat-trapping blanket kicks in and reflects the heat back. And it's science. It's demonstratable and repeatable in a lab. So we know that it happens. We know that it can happen. So we need to look at ways that we can protect the polar bears, that we can protect their sea ice habitat by reducing those carbon dioxide emissions or capturing those carbon dioxide emissions. Because we need that sea ice for these guys to survive where they live now. Some things that we can do here. Do you guys have any suggestions for our guests? Things that we can do? What do you think?
Well, you do some simple things. Reducing.
Sure. Reducing, absolutely. R's, how many of R's you want, right? Because now there's repurposing as well.
Oh, yeah.
Which is a great thing to do. You can do the carpool thing.
Yep.
Maybe kind of combine trips where you can.
Or right now when it's chilly out, you can turn your thermostat down
I love
another
it.
degree or
Yep.
two and just put on a sweatshirt.
And not just yours, maybe where you work, maybe the church, maybe the gym, maybe where the school, wherever you are, look at doing some of these things. Because the more that we can get folks involved at a individual level is awesome, but at a family level, at a community level, at a neighborhood level, all of that is additive now, right? It's beginning to increase that impact that we have. And anything we can do, what about plant a garden?
Yep.
Or plant some trees to take out the carbon dioxide, which is just as important as not producing that rampant amount
Especially
of CO2.
natives. If you
Especially,
do native plants.
why would natives be better?
So that's also very beneficial for the animals that we have here.
Oh, sure.
Yep.
Yeah. So maybe like the pollination gardens,
Yep.
where you can plant animals. You can plant plants that animals are relying on for either their larval stages or for seeds. I know a lot of birds these days are landing on and eating the seeds and seed heads in some of the plants.
Yep. And even berry bushes.
Berry
birds
bushes,
like
nice.
those. Even smaller trees that they can nest in.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so even just thinking about things you can put in your garden at home that'll help your native wildlife.
Very cool. I love it. And you can do those things anywhere. And they're scalable. The problem is huge. The idea of having climate change happening, this warming planet, and all the impacts a warming planet might have, think about when you heat up water, what does it do? It expands. By definition, it expands, right? So if you're heating up the oceans, heating up the water, you're increasing some of that sea level rise. You're making it happen. Science, heat, water, it expands. Okay, so it is what it is. Science is what it is. It works that way. You did a great analogy with warming of the shirts, right? So if something is hot, it absorbs or holds on to more heat. Well, if the planet is warming up and you're melting ice and you're melting snow, what's left behind? What's left behind? Do you guys know what's left behind? If you melt the snow and ice, what's left behind?
The ground.
The ground. What color is the ground? It's dark. What does dark do to energy, heat energy? It warms up. So now you've got this cycle started all over again. And all of this is stuff you guys are aware of. It's right there in front of us. It works. And it's demonstratable and repeatable, which is important in science. So we need to look at those solutions again. The 3 or 4 or 5 R's nowadays, there's so many of them. Looking at how we're driving, when we're driving, where we're driving. We're looking at things that we can do at a community level. We talked about some planting, and then Melissa's great idea of planting native stuff is even more important. And that begins to have more of an impact than just for that guy who's sitting down.
Yep.
I think he got bored with my presentation.
Aw.
Gee,
He
well, that's
just
okay.
doesn't know you well
He
enough
doesn't.
yet.
We haven't met officially.
right.
We haven't met yet. So that's kind of cool. So let's wrap this up a little bit today. We've done some really neat stuff. We met Keeper Melissa, we met Keeper Karen, Keeper Sally came over and helped us out a little bit. Leslie was here. We talked about Peyton, and we said again, Peyton is how many years old?
17.
17, and he's here to eventually be put together with Anana to hopefully make a polar bear cub down the road.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed. Everybody, if you're crossing fingers and toes and legs and arms and whatever you can cross, just don't cross your eyes. Don't do that. So, if we put them together now, whatever now, we don't know it yet, but that's up to them, up to the bears. We put them together now. When might there be a cub on the ground? I know it's a huge range of things. There's all kind. That's a whole other episode on what goes on with polar bear reproduction. Delayed implantation. Look it up. It's crazy.
So
what
breeding,
might happen?
breeding season's normally around March.
Around March, so that's
And
coming
then
up.
cubs are normally born end of November until January, very
So
beginning of
it's a
January.
3-month phrase. And we won't see anything on Anana. Melissa, will you hold them up for a second? Digital friends, put your fists together like this. All of you, put your fists together like that. Sally's doing it too. Nice job, Sally. Nice job. Karen's doing it. Melissa's not because she's holding them up. That's how big a polar bear cub is when it hits the ground. It's a pound. It's as big as a 20-ounce bottle of pop. Soda? Pop? What do you guys say? I say pop.
Coke.
Soda.
Coke over. Leslie says Coke. Soda over here.
Everything is Coke.
Everything is Coke.
It's the only kind that matters.
But that's as big as they are. There's nothing to see. Now you could do blood work, you could look at feces, you could look at urine and stuff like that, but that's a little invasive sometimes. So now you're really just waiting to see a cub on the ground.
Yep.
What?
And then they stay in the den for another 4 months until they come out with that cub.
Wow. So now you're looking November to January, you said, so 4 months, February through June.
Yep,
Yeah.
Wow. That's great. And we have a cubbing den here at the North Carolina Zoo,
we
right?
do.
So that's really exciting. So all that planning that went into this space includes that cubbing den, which is really cool to think about as well. Kind of exciting. So yeah, we had a great day today. Episode 100. I gave Leslie my glasses. And Sally, thank you much for sharing 100 pieces of treats to the bear. That was fantastic. We do have a really cool activity. Thank you very much, Leslie. Show me your tie.
What's on it?
Thank you.
Hawk.
I like it.
Thank you.
Good job.
So in the
Anyway,
picture,
mine, it's not Steve's.
you see there's a Chelsea and a Leslie and a Megan in this picture. All very well masked up and distanced far enough because they are playing kind of the floor is lava,
Kind of, yeah.
but the floor is ice and the floor is water. Although polar bears can swim very, very well, they do rely on those ice floes to rest on, remember? So they still need to get out of the ice, get out of swimming when they can. So a neat little activity that educator Megan put together for us today, and there's a description on the back.
So there's actually 2 different versions of this game.
2 different versions. Thank you, Chelsea.
So
Do you
the
know the
front-
difference?
The first game is like the floor is lava, where you can just kind of continually play until you get tired of playing.
Okay.
But the back side is like it has an end
Oh, okay.
if you only want to play for a
You
small
have a
amount of time.
success if you need to.
Yeah.
So that is online at Adventures in Education. So check that out when you get a chance. Thanks to our friends who are answering questions today. I think it's Linda. You said Linda, Kathy, and maybe Bob.
I saw Bob on there.
So thank you guys for answering those questions. I'll be on a little bit later on to answer some questions and comments for you. And we can't thank you enough for doing that as well. I should have said that earlier. The comments and questions you guys are providing are always so much fun. And it's also lifts us up a little bit for the positive things that you guys say to us. So thank you for that as well. Any parting comments? Save the bears.
Come out, come
What
see
is
them.
happening Saturday? What is Saturday?
Oh gosh. Already experienced it.
Yeah.
Or International Polar Bear Day. We have so many of these wonderful days here. But yeah, Saturday, the 27th, International Polar Bear Day. Turn your heat down and put a sweater on in your house. Turn your heat down, put a sweater on in your house. Combine your trips when you're going somewhere. Think about what you might plant this spring on Saturday. Leslie has her hands up.
Wendy says congratulations on 100. We miss you, Wendy!
Chelsea's getting a little uncomfortable right now.
He's hugging the camera.
Wendy! Part of so many of our zoo adventures in the past. Thank you so much for being here. I should have said that when I first started, Wendy, so that's a shame on me. You were definitely a huge part of that as we started moving forward. But thank you guys again. Sally keeps putting everything together for us here. Melissa, thanks for coming out. I know you were nervous. You did a fantastic job. Did a great job. Karen, you're always good at these. You're so good at sharing. Thank you so much for sharing the story about you and Peyton going back so far. That's really fun. So we appreciate that. Leslie, great job today. Chelsea, fantastic job for your Zoo Adventures team. Remember here on Mondays and Wednesdays, Steve was in front of the camera with all these wonderful helpers today. Chelsea was behind the camera.
Have a good day, everybody.
We hope to see you again on Wednesday. Wednesday's Grizzly Bears. Hard to go wrong with grizzly bears. Next week, 2 taped versions on purpose. We have Dr. J.B. Minter on a tour of the vet hospital Monday and Wednesday. It's that big and he talks that much. You guys stay safe. The zoo is open. Make sure you're checking online. Make those reservations when you're here. We're limiting number of people coming in. Wear your mask and stay safe. Remember, wearing the mask to protect you, to protect us, and to protect the animals. Y'all stay safe. We'll see you again soon. Bye.